Hey guys, this is Colin from Blackjack Apprenticeship, and I am on the podcast with Jimmy Jazz. For those of you who don't know Jimmy Jazz, well, why don't you actually just introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jimmy Jazz. I've done a few of the Gambling with an Edge podcasts and talked about credit cards and various ways to save cash. And I've actually been gambling and hustling probably since I've been 5 years old. My job when I was growing up with the family was to cut out the coupons and make sure those were all lined up and ready to go for the store. And I think I played my first poker game when I was 5.5 years old. So I've been doing this quite a while. Always looking for a way to save a buck and hopefully help some of your listeners save a buck as well.
Awesome. And just so people know, I'm not making any money off of this. This isn't some, affiliate kickback thing. This is just something that we were talking about, and it just seems like a great opportunity for APs. I actually know a handful of pros at Blackjack Apprenticeship that have used this kind of deal. I actually cannot use it because while running the church team, I got backed off by Chase Bank. They basically said, you're moving too much money. It was legal, we had business licenses and accountants and lawyers, but banks don't like it when you're depositing and withdrawing, $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 at a time. And so Chase still to this day, I even signed up for this credit card. They approved me, and then they closed it the next week because they said they just don't want to bank with me. But wow. I just know it's a great offer. So why don't we kind of get into it?
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Southwest as an airline and what their advantages are for gamblers. The first thing is you get 2 checked bags free. So if you've got a 2-week trip and you need to load up the supplies when you're traveling, that's a great little perk. The other airlines are all $25, $30 a bag times 2 round trip. That's an extra $125 for a flight. Southwest is also pretty flexible. There's no rebook penalty. So if you find a flight and then 2 weeks later you find it $50 cheaper, you call them up and they'll refund the $50. If you pay cash, you have a year to use it. And if it's points, they just go back into your account. And they also have no cancellation fees. And you can cancel your flight up to 10 minutes before your flight. So if things change at the last minute and you need to cancel the trip, you don't lose your ticket. It just goes back into your account. If it's points and goes back as a credit to be used within a year if you paid with cash. And no other airline I know does that.
Yeah, and also, that's a huge reason why I almost always fly Southwest if I can, because things change. I've extended blackjack trips, I've shortened them, or even just a trip that's not blackjack related. Something comes up and have to change it. It's sometimes I buy airfare first and decide later if I'm going to go on the trip because of that what they offer.
Yeah. Also, every seat is available for a frequent flyer usage, which most other airlines restrict the number of frequent flyer seats available. Southwest does not do that. And they recently added a new perk where your miles no longer expire. It used to be 18 months no activity and your miles were closed out. That is no longer the case. The one slight disadvantage, and this isn't really so much Southwest specific, is that as you get closer to flight time, if you book a flight a week or so or less, Southwest gets really expensive. So if you had a flight that was, say, $300 2 months ago, 2 months before you're going to fly, and you wait till 4 days before you fly, it might be $600. Their flights go up a lot right before you fly. But, I think a lot of airlines do that. Okay, so Southwest has this program called Companion Fare. This is, to me, the best travel deal that I've ever encountered. You have to earn now 125,000 of their rapid reward points. That just went up. It used to be 110,000. So 125,000 rapid reward points, or fly 100 one-way segments. And flying 100 one-way segments is 50 round trips. Doing that in a year is a lot.
Yeah.
Some folks might get it that way, but for the majority, the points is the way to go. And the way the program works is once you get companion status, you can designate one person as your companion, and that person flies free on your same itinerary. Now, the great thing is it works even with frequent flyer miles. So if I book my flight as a frequent flyer, use my points, and have companion status, my companion can fly free with me as well. You can also change the companion 3 times during a calendar year. So I can have Colin as my companion and then go to whoever else, and then back to Colin, all in the same calendar year. So that's
please don't back me off as your companion.
All right. And then another trick I just recently learned is that, say a friend of yours has some Southwest miles and you have the companion fare, he can buy your ticket and then you can add him as the companion.
Oh, nice.
So it's a little additional flexibility. So if somebody else has points and you want to do a trip together, he can. It's not really transferring the points to your account, but it functions the same way. So that, to me, that's pretty cool. No cost involved in any of that. If you do referrals, you get your account and then you refer a couple people. The miles you get count towards companion fare. You can also purchase miles, but that's kind of an expensive way to do it. And you can have one business credit card and one personal card at a time.
Is there any advantage to having one of each, or not really?
We'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
A couple of the restrictions is you can only have one of a family of their cards every 2 years. So there's 3 Southwest personal credit cards and there's 2 business cards. So if you get the low end personal card, you can't get the higher end personal card at the same time. Okay. So that's not a big restriction. Their bigger restriction is this 524 rule, which says that if you have opened 5 or more credit cards in the last 2 years, they will automatically decline you for their card. And it doesn't matter if the cards are still open or if you use them or what. It's any card that you've opened in the last 2 years. So they're obviously trying to cut down on people who do the credit card bouncing around to grab the sign-up bonuses. Mm-hmm. And, I understand that. What is a little surprising about how they do it is it's everybody's card. So if I have 5 Amex cards, I can't get a Chase card. So it's just one more thing to be aware of. That's their biggest restriction. So let's talk about the card offerings, and we'll start with the personal credit cards. There's 3 of them. The high-end one is called Priority Southwest Rapid Rewards Priority Credit Card. The welcome bonus is 40,000 miles after you spend 1,000 in 3 months, and you can also earn 20,000 additional miles if you spend a total of 12,000 in the first 12 months. $75 annual fee that gets you 4 of their upgraded boarding passes, so you'll board as one of the first 15 people on the flight. They usually charge between $15 and $35 for that, so that's a perk if that is actually of value to you. So the annual fee is $149, and on the anniversary of your annual fee, so each year you pay the annual fee again, you get 7,500 anniversary miles. So that's the most expensive option. The next one is the Premier Card, which is the same welcome bonus, 40,000 miles after 1,000 spent in 3 months. And you can earn the additional 20,000 with 12,000 spent in the first 12 months. Their annual fee is $99, and you get 6,000 anniversary miles. And then the low-end card is the Plus Card, same welcome bonus, $69 annual fee, and you get 3,000 anniversary miles. So to help offset that. Now, on the business side, go ahead.
Real quick, with those annual fees, have you ever tried just calling them up and saying, hey, I'm going to cancel unless you waive the fee at the 1 year mark?
Yeah, that works sometimes.
Okay.
What I found works even better is if you're going to cancel it, wait till the annual fee posts. They'll credit the miles, Then if you cancel, you get the miles and your annual fee back.
Okay, I meant more just kind of threatening. I do that. I've got the MX Platinum, and I'll just say, hey, this is, unless you guys can do something, and they might not waive the whole thing, but they'll make it cheap enough that it's worth keeping the card.
They'll do that sometimes and sometimes not. I think credit card companies are kind of getting away from that. And with your Amex Platinum, you've got a, what is it, $550 annual fee?
I don't remember.
It's a lot. So there's a little more leeway.
Yeah.
It used to be almost automatic, but from what I've heard from folks and my own experiences, they're getting less and less willing to do that.
Okay. Yeah, they wouldn't waive the whole thing, but they made it reasonable enough that it was worth keeping the card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's always worth a shot. And if you do it and the guy doesn't make you a very good offer, say, I'll think about it. If you call back the next day, get a different operator, you might get a different offer. So kind of like working with slot club cards. If you don't like your answer, try again, and it can be different. Okay, on the business side, there are two cards. There is a performance business card. That one's a 70,000 mile bonus after you spend 5,000 in 3 months. You get 4 of the upgraded boarding passes. You also get global entry or TSA pre-check covered once every 4 years. And I think TSA pre-check is tremendous. It saves so much time. And even if you have to pay for it, it's like $85 for 5 years. So it's $17 a year. If you take one flight a year, it's worth it.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. And so giving that to you for free is great.
Here's a little pro tip with the TSA pre-check. For some reason, I have it. My wife doesn't. But when I buy our airfare together, it puts pre-check on her flight with Southwest Airlines.
It'll do that sometimes, but that's not a rule, because I've had the same experience with my wife. And I thought it was because she was a nurse and maybe they give her the pre-check just, to kind of be a little perk in case there's a medical emergency. But she doesn't get it every time.
Interesting. Yeah, it seems like if when I've bought the flights at the same time, she's got it. If we buy the flights separately, then she doesn't get it.
I'll have to check on that one. And it might depend on your status within Southwest. I mean, if you fly Southwest a tremendous amount, maybe they say, yeah, okay, we'll give them this little perk. So, but worth noting. Okay, so global pre-check, $199 annual fee, but 9,000 anniversary miles.
Oh, wow.
And then the Premier card is 60,000 miles when you spend 3,000 in 3 months, $6,000 or 6,000 points, and $199 annual fee. So those are the offerings. The best way to get the companion fare is to open a personal card and a business card. You can look at the numbers and work it to your advantage, but between those two, you should be able to get to the 125,000 point level with only opening 2 cards. And you can have a personal card and a business card at the same time. So depending on how your listeners run their blackjack play, if they are sole proprietors or LLCs or S Corps or anything, that should be enough to get them the business card. And so then you grab that and the personal card, complete the spend, maybe a little minor additional spend, and you've basically got free airfare for 2 for a year and a half. I did this back in 2015, 2016, and we live in the Detroit area. So I managed to take 8 round-trip flights with my wife. We did 6 to Las Vegas. We did 1 to Atlanta, and I think 1 to Nashville. And the cost was the $11.20 9/11 fee each time. So for under $200, we did 8 round-trip flights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then my wife got it last year and this year. So what I'm hoping is in January, I'll be under that 524 rule, and I will try to get it again for me for 2020, 2021. It's just a tremendous perk. And then if you really want to wring a few more bucks out of it, is you can refer your partner if she's going to do it or he's going to do it the following year. So, keep the money between yourselves. If you're going to sign up and don't have any kind of referral or any kind of offer going, I would suggest going to the Las Vegas Advisor site and signing up through them. That way they'll get a little
Little
referral
kickback.
bonus. Yep, and they will probably use that to keep the Gambling with an Edge show going and help fund that. So
Yeah.
what I try to do is if I don't have an offer or a referral, I'll go to like Million Mile Secrets or 1 Mile at a Time websites because there's tremendous amount of information on those. So I figure it's my way of giving them a little bit back if I don't have something else going on.
Awesome.
Yeah, and to me, it's just way too good a deal to pass up on, and especially if you've got a partner, you do it the first 2 years, and your partner does it the next 2 years, and basically you fly free for 4 years.
Yeah.
This one goes in the category of I don't know why they keep doing it, and I don't know how the business end of it works out, but I'm glad it does because it's tremendous offer.
Yeah. So, I know a couple card counting partners, team of two that have used this. And when you're traveling full time as a pro or even part time, one of the biggest expenses is just your travel fees, your airfare, your hotel, rental car. For the church team, we always wanted to generate, multiple times more EV than our expenses. Well, this can dramatically decrease your expenses so that you can take a little bit more risks on trips to maybe a region that you're not sure how many good games they're going to have. If you're not paying much to get there, you can try, some out of the way places, and then of course any vacation or non AP trips, you've got a good deal. I think one of my questions is any pro tips on the spend, like if you get two cards at once, say the business and one of the personal cards, and you got to spend, I don't know, I guess $6,000 in 3 months. Do you just like load up on flights because you could always cancel them and use the airfare later? Do you, wait, like put off, I remember one time when I got the platinum, I knew I had to spend quite a bit, and so I put off. I needed to upgrade my computer, and I knew that was going to be a couple grand, and there were just a few things I put off, and then just went on a spending spree once I had that card started. But do you have any tips there?
Well, there's a couple things. One is you have to do a little bit of planning to make sure you can meet the spend.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then this won't work. Also, you want to do it so that you complete the spend in the first year you want to get the companion fare. So it's now towards the end of October. If you get a card now, work it so you complete your spend January 2nd.
Yes.
And then when you get your second card, you can complete the spend 3 months later, and you'll have it for 22 months or 21 months.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
That's important. And then also, I think it's 30 days between applications. So, and I'm not sure if that will work, if that's for a business card and a personal card. So if I apply on January 1st for a personal card, I personally would wait till February 2nd till I applied for the business card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see a little gap in between. And I found out the hard way. I'm starting a little consulting business, basically doing what we're talking about here. So I said, great, I will apply for a Chase business card, and seeing as how business cards don't count towards 524, shouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately, since I have no business history, they look at my personal credit history to determine if I'm eligible, and they saw the 5 or 6 cards that I've gotten and turned me down. So even though once I got the business card, it wouldn't count towards 524 in the future, they counted that 524 against getting that business card. So it's kind of a little funny thing there. I've talked to quite a few people and tried to help them out with the credit card stuff. And what I find is most people, that's not such a big issue. Most people don't have 5 open cards in the last 2 years that I talked to. So
one other question is, so just to clarify, you're saying if you got a card, this podcast will come out probably in early November. So is there an advantage to opening it right away? Like the points need to be completed by early January, or you're just saying until you complete those points, you can't start the second card, or?
Well, let's say I open the card on November 10th,
Mhm.
and I complete the spend on December 1st. That spend counts towards calendar year 2019.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
So I would
Okay.
need the 125,000 points in 2019. And then when I finally, and then you might be able to do that, but then you basically get the companion fare from December of this year and all of next year. So you only get 13
Yeah.
months of.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's important.
But if they open it now and complete the spend, it's like once you complete the spend, or you get the uh was it 125,000 points,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the companion pass counts for that year and the following.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
got it. Okay, so we'll get this out there. We'll get this out there so people that want to take you up on this idea. Which again, I don't know. I know a handful. I think JC Note has done this, and I think BCD and Smurf AP have done this. I think Joe748 and Semi Pro have done this. That if you're gonna do this, get the 125,000 points as early in 2020 as possible, so you have all of 2020
Right.
and all of 2021.
Right. I mean, don't spend on a bunch of stuff you don't need just to get the bonus. There's one other thing on the spend side. There's a company called Plastic, PLASTIQ.
Mm-hmm.
And what they will do is, say your mortgage is $2,000 a month, and your mortgage company doesn't take a credit card. Plastic will pay them. You pay Plastic via credit card, but there's a fee involved. I think it's normally like 2.5%, and they run specials where it's 1.5%. So to run 5,000 through would cost you, when it's 1.5%, cost you $75, but it completes your bonus.
Yeah.
And one other thing about the Southwest miles is, say you get the first card, you earn 40,000 miles, and you decide you don't want to go any further for whatever reason. You can turn that 40,000 miles into $400 cash.
Mm.
You can use it to pay off your credit card. You can get gift cards. I think you can get a check back in the mail if you want. So worst case is you open a credit card, do a minimum spend, and make a couple $100 off the card. That's the worst it gets.
Okay. And are there purchases that wouldn't apply for points, like gift cards?
It depends on how you buy the gift cards.
Okay.
Then there's some things about that, but like I have, this is a little off topic, but I have an Amex Blue Cash card, which gives me 6% back at grocery stores.
Oh wow!
So when I need a gift card, I go to my grocery store, I buy the gift card, I get the 6% off of the cash back. Also, the particular store in my area has this gas points program, and when they run their double points option, I get another 14% equivalent in gas purchases. So if I buy a $500 Home Depot gift card at the right time, I get $100 back on that card.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's a great play. It's only on your first 3,600, so, but still, it's a great perk. And the store we're at, Home Depot, restaurants, you can actually buy Southwest gift cards at the store with my Amex card and get the equivalent of 20% off.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm assuming also these points, it would apply if you were to use a Southwest Rapid Rewards credit card to pay for a blackjack boot camp or something like that, and then that's
sure,
that's $3,000, and now you just earned a whole bunch of points. So there you go, everybody.
Right. And if you've got guys who have done this and still have the cards, and you want to have their name and number at the boot camp and do a referral split, keep the cash in the family.
Oh no, I'm joking. I'm just saying, hey, if you're going to pay for a boot camp, might as well get the credit card points for it. But
actually, that's a good in, because that would almost get you the complete spend on a business card, and it would definitely get you the spend on a personal card.
Nice.
So I mean, you might want to list that as in your brochure or something, and say, hey, here's one more little perk you get for signing up for my boot camp.
There you go. Boot camp's the gift that keep on giving.
There you go.
Awesome. Anything else that people should know about this?
No, like most things, it changes from time to time. But the big deal was it was all the panic on the websites was that the top end business card was canceling their 80,000 point promotion, and it went to
Oh, yeah.
70,000 points. But it went to 70,000 points, so it's not like
Yeah.
things changed, but it wasn't that big a deal. And like I
Okay.
said, if you have a business, you can do the personal card and the business card. That's great. Now, when I did it back in 2014, I could actually transfer points from my Chase Sapphire preferred card to Southwest, and those counted towards companion fare. That was the best deal. So I had a bunch of Chase Sapphire preferred points, and they transfer 1-to-1 to Southwest. Plus, you get the credit towards the companion fare. They closed that loophole.
Interesting. I wonder if I can get my wife to sign up for because I've been backed off by Chase, but I don't think she has. So I don't know if she can get a business card though through my business, but maybe we'll see, and we'll be flying around with the companion pass next 2 years.
If she's an employee of yours or has some
Yeah.
stake in the business,
No, she's
that should work.
That should work. Well, I might give that a try and see it because she's coming to most boot camps and lots of other times when I travel nowadays, and I'm just paying for airfare like a sucker. So awesome.
And if folks want to go the other way on the hotel stays and stuff, there's a whole set of hotel cards you can do kind of the same thing with. So
Okay.
it's just a question of where you want to focus your save. You can save on credit card, on airlines, or you can save on hotels.
Well, hopefully people can figure out a way to get diamond rewards or whatever it is with Caesars, and then have free hotels everywhere that there's
Yeah.
Caesars.
Yeah, Caesars is getting harder and harder to make it worthwhile to what you have to go through for their diamond. And plus, there might be some disadvantages with playing blackjack and staying at the property that you're playing at. So
Yeah.
if you want to stay at a Holiday Inn or whatever, and keep the two things totally separate, there's ways to do that as well.
I'll be at the Motel 6.
Not if the Holiday Inn is free, you're not going to be.
Oh, there you go. That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for explaining this. I hope that this is helpful for a few people and they can, save part of their bankroll by getting some free flights. And thanks for explaining this. I love this kind of stuff. I've been doing, credit card reward things and even like balance transfer stuff and all that for years. So this is up my alley, and hopefully it'll benefit the community. Can people reach out to you if they have any questions?
I was just going to say that. It's like you read my mind. GWAE, which is the Gambling with an Edge initials, _CC at AOL.com.
Awesome. So like Gambling with an Edge _ credit card CC.
Yeah. Yeah. The initials for that.
AOL.com.
Yeah. I was doing the referral thing for a while through Las Vegas Advisor, and then they started their travel site. So Curtis said, I respectfully asked me to kind of back off doing that. And I had to give up tens of dollars I was earning doing that. So, I mean, it's on a personal level, the referrals, it's almost not worth the trouble. So if you can do it through your company or people do it through the Las Vegas Advisor website, I have absolutely no problem with that. And I actually encourage that.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to set anything up personally, but yeah, hook up Anthony Curse and Las Vegas Advisor if you guys are going to do this. Just sign up through them, and then they can be raking in the tens of dollars.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, and we will catch you guys next time.
All right. Thanks.